Hey, we are the Reno Bros, and today we are restoring this old metal roof. Now, we are using a system called GACO roof. It is 100% silicone, and it's just a coating that goes on like paint, except much, much thicker than paint. And it's rated for a 50-year limited warranty, which to me says that they stand behind their product and they think it's going to last 50 years, which is pretty significant. So it's a couple different stages of this process. We've already stripped a lot of the rust off. We got, a lot of it scraped, but then we used a rusty metal primer to get it to this point. We also caulked along these overlaps just to try to avoid some of the driving rain from getting up underneath of the flaps, because our system here does not span that big of a gap. So we just wanted to fill some of those gaps. I hope it works. We are optimistic, and so we're gonna try it out. One thing about this product is that it is extremely thick. Like I said, it's 100% silicone, and so we're gonna be rolling it onto this roof. And to do so, we've got these corrugated, it's a corrugated metal roof, and so we're gonna be using a 1-inch nap. We also have some 1 1/4 inch nap. We're just gonna test it out and see what works better. But we wanted to have all the materials we needed here so that we don't have to run out to the store, because as soon as we open this can, that starts the curing process, and you should really use it all up in one go of it. One of these gallons from in here goes 50 square feet. So it doesn't stretch very far. It's supposed to go up to like, I think 22 mils, which I don't know exactly how thick that is, but that's way thicker than paint. Because it's so thick, it would take forever to use a stick to try to stir it. And I can imagine it's gonna be a pain in the butt if we try to use a stick. So we bought one of these mixers, and that'll make that really quick. Now that we have the seams caulked along these overlaps, we're gonna take the GACO roof self-adhesive seam tape, and we're actually gonna go on all of the vertical lines here, the ones that run down the roof. This is designed as almost like a mesh tape, so that when you roll the silicone roof sealant over top of it, it just kind of creates a totally waterproof, weatherproof barrier. And then this here is a liquid tape, and that's for every single screw head that we have in here. All of these, self-tapping metal screws, we're gonna have to coat over top of all of them. So it's gonna be like almost one solid sealed surface when we're all said and done. So that's the goal, and let's get into the video.
So I'm just peeling off this tape. Since it's so tacky, you have to jerk it really quick, otherwise it will not peel. And if it doesn't, you kind of gotta use your fingernail to pick it off. And then I'm just cutting these strips here and laying them out so that the guy ahead of me can press it into the seams that we're covering. And since we don't have quite enough tape for all the seams along the sheets of metal, we're just kind of cutting strips and only taping the seams that have really big gaps. And then we're going to just use the liquid tape with our brushes for the gaps that are smaller.
We're gonna have to open up another gallon can, but they say as soon as you open this stuff up, it begins the curing process. So you basically have maybe a day or a couple days to use it before it goes bad and is no longer usable. So it's kind of a bummer that we'll have to open up a second gallon, because we're just barely gonna be needing a second one. Ben, you staying clean? Hey Ben, can you show me that brush of yours? Which part is the clean part? I think I found it.
Oh, so right inside there.
So my initial thoughts on the GACO roof product are, besides the fact that we had some issues getting the actual mesh tape, you know, the backing removed so we could apply it, everything else has gone really well, and I'm actually really liking how this goes on. I think one thing to pay attention to is going to be, after we've coated everything, to keep an eye out for places inside where there might be buildup or leaks developing. I'm noticing in some places where we might have issues, but fortunately we have an extra can of the liquid patch left, and we have another can of the 5-gallon roof, GACO roof left. So if we have those issues, it's very easy to patch things that you know, arise as we notice them. Down to the last 3 square feet. The last couple inches here. This stuff is so strange to like feel. It just feels like rubber, which I guess is what it's supposed to feel like, but it's very strange. Okay, so we are pretty much finished up here on this roof, and we're just kind of inspecting the surface to see if there's anything that we're concerned about. There are some areas where along those seams the tape didn't completely seal back down onto the surface, and that's more an issue with the tape than it is our application. So we're gonna keep an eye out to see if there's any leaks that develop. Hopefully they won't, but I would assume that along those seams is where they might start to develop, and maybe any protrusions where the screws are. The liquid tape that we used is supposed to deal with that. Oh, at the moment, seems like it's working out well, but time will tell. So yeah, that's what the video is about, and hopefully you found something useful in this video. Feel free to comment below and ask us any questions. We're happy to help.